Welcome to the Judith TV show. Form, today's hottest celebrity relationship gist, secret romances exposed, shocking breakups shaking the internet, and couples everyone is talking about. Which gist do you believe, and which is just hype? Stay tuned for more. Welcome to the Judith TV show.
Hello, this is the GDTV show. In here, I talk about marriage and marriage related trending issues. And my name is Judith with a little touch of Ifeanyi. I want to quickly react to is it a post or a video? I think it's a video of a woman that I saw on Facebook where she was labeling May Edochie a very greedy woman. What was her point? That May, despite the fact that she has taken the house from you, she is also suing for 100, that 100 million naira should be paid to her. So she now considered May a very greedy woman. When I saw that post, I don't, in fact, I just don't know what is wrong with our gender. The way we are quick to condemn our own, not just because the person is also a woman, but try to understand what happened, try to understand the story, get your facts right before you start condemning. For you now to call Mary a greedy woman, as how? Now let's trace it. The house that she talked about, that house, 80% of the money, if 50 million was used to build that house or 100 million was used to build that house, 80% of that money was contributed by May. You only contributed 20%. The usual thing that some women will be doing things in the family, you won't know, you think it's the man that is doing it. And they completed the house in 2021. As of that 2021 that they completed the house was the same year that Judy Austin gave birth to the child he had with you. But let's not go into when the child was born and all that and concentrate on the house. So May contributed 80% of that house, what was used to build that house, and then you contributed 20%. Now, usually in the Western world, when a man and a woman are going into divorce like that, it's usually the man they will ask to leave the house because you are the man, you are the one that's supposed to provide for your family. If you have decided that you want to marry two, three, five wives, especially in the African setup, oh, no challenge. But then you have to take care of the responsibility financially. Okay, so aside the fact that May was the person that contributed about 80% and then you about 20%, you delayed the divorce process because he kept on saying that the house should be sold and then the money divided into two. So they asked him in the court, okay, if you divide this money into two, which means you are getting more than 20% that you contributed, even if it's that 20% that is given to you, you will now use that 20% to go and then, get a house, either get a land and build or buy a house for your second family. Now, this is your first family. Who now provides for them? It is not for this woman to provide for them. You are the one that is supposed to provide for them because you are the one that chose polygamy. Now that you have the polygamy, so you also provide for this second family and then the first family. Okay, but then it was May that contributed more. So in order not to sell the house, because court didn't see any justification in saying that the house should be sold so that the money can be divided, because it means that you will not provide for his first family, which is not fair on them. These are people he has been with for 18 years or 16 or whatever. Okay, so the court in their wisdom now said, okay, you know what, get 80% of the money that this woman invested in the building, and then refund her the 80%. So we now know that this house is entirely yours. So if you're now saying that the two families you have, or the two wives and the two families you have, you want everybody to be living on the same roof, whoever that doesn't want can now go out, but give her the 80, refund her the 80%. For where did you see the money? You couldn't refund her. I mean, he doesn't have the money. So at the end of the day, court in their wisdom now said, okay, if you cannot provide the money that the woman invested, because there's proof, there's receipts and everything that she contributed 80%, and then the court now ruled and said, okay, if you're not going to do that, then it is you to provide for your first family. So since you are still making money, assuming you are even old that you're no longer making money, that's where we would have just said, okay, let's wait for you to bring the 80% and refund her. But you are still making money, so you make money for your second family because you plan that you want to. You are the one that desired, or that you want to have a second family. Now that you have the second family and you have up to three children, with the woman, so you provide for them. You are still making money and all that. And it was on that basis that the divorce was now concluded, because initially that was one of the things that was delaying the divorce, from being concluded. Now she also now mentioned about the 100 million. Madam, the 100 million was the money that you and May saved for their children. You is in a joint account. It was two of them that were supposed to sign it. I don't know how you played the first one and then had only himself to sign for that money. Or maybe May's signature was, I don't know what happened, okay? So let me not say the one I don't know. But all I know is that he withdrew that money, okay, allegedly, and then put the money in Judy Austin's account, splitted the money, put in Judy Austin's account, put in her mother's account, and put in her sister Augusta, be her brother's account. So for three of them, that was where you put the money, so that the money cannot be traced to his own account. Assuming he now claims that, oh, I don't know what happened to the money, or maybe it was hackers that hacked the money and all that, so that it will not be traced to his account. You see the smartness now, but he now paid it into Judy Austin's account. So the thing was traced. With this BVN system in Nigeria, you can trace how money is going. Whether he moved it to Judy Austin's account direct or to another of his accounts in another bank, and they moved it from there. Whichever way that money, that traffic, it will be traced with that BVM. And that was how it was traced. And it was now discovered that he did that and then put the money in these three accounts. Right? So May is now suing for that money to be refunded to her, because the money was paid into Judy Austin's account, her mother's account, and her sister Augusta's account, or her brother, either of them. But I know that it is three of them, allegedly, that the money was paid into. So May now sue that this money should be returned to her. This is not my money. This is the money that we save for our children. So that maybe when they are grown, the money can now be shared for them to start life with or something. But that was the money that they saved for them. Now, there's an allegation that there's a land that belongs to the late son Kambili that you intends to sell and all that. So the people that want to buy it was like, okay, let us confirm that that the family is in agreement for this land to be sold. Only for me to now say, no, I have the original document. So with which documents are the land now being marketed to be sold? So for the woman that is blaming me, as how? Hasn't this woman gone enough? Has she not experienced, enough hurt and enough betrayals and enough pains for you to be dragging her? That was how when her son passed. What's the name of this other woman in Canada? She woman started mocking her. Oh, you left your son when the boy was sick. You were not there. You used the boy as a ritual so that you can be getting endorsed. All manner of things. This woman didn't go. There are certain things you say, against people that is not true. Even heavens will allow hell to deal with you. And then this other woman is now coming to trade. Greedy as how? It is her money that, she had just gotten back. And then the one that they save for the children. That's what she said. Pay me, return back this money. Because this money is meant for these children. That is what it's meant for. This man is able, but he's only 44. So he can make all the money. He can hustle and make all the money in this world. So what is the problem? Judy Austin is also an actress or whatever. So both of them can make money. Both of them can build their own home. So why would you not have to rob Peter to go and pay Paul? I recall this one man that they call is it Apama comedy, Apama TV or some one shot fair skinned Igbo man like that from the southeast. He was seen in a recent video where he was beating this other guy that is a palace of justice that is always he has a way that he presents his videos, and when you see it, you just know that the guy is just chasing clouds. It doesn't mean most of the things and all that. So we now saw a video where that Apama was beating this guy, beating him so seriously. People were not, the guy even knelt down, was not begging him and all that. He was still beating him. People now started condemning, say, what could this guy have done for you now to be assaulting him like that, even when he was kneeling down and begging you? If you know that he offended you in whichever way, probably what you should have just done is that they call the police on him or you sue him to court, okay? But maybe the thing was so heavy on this guy that he decided to let out that anger and that heaviness in his heart. But much later, I now saw another video where the guy was now apologizing and saying that they are forgiving him. That what happened actually was that he lost his either his son or his daughter, but his child, okay, a grown-up, a teenager like that, a young person like that, and then the child died. The Palace of Justice now was one of the people that was now saying that while his family was mourning, the Palace of Justice was one of the people that was now saying that he used the child, to make rituals, that he was the one that died the child. that was what, the pains that, how can I be hurting that I lost a young person like that, and then you are now accusing me that I'm the one that killed my own child. How will I do? I think it's a male child, because he was now saying that this is a boy that I look up to, that or I trust God that by the time I'll get older, by the time I'm no more in this world, after living my years, that this person is the person that will continue my lineage, answering my name and all that. So I think it's a male child. So you see how that guy was pained as a man, that he couldn't even control himself. He started beating up this guy. But you people, there are a lot of people, okay, let me not say a lot of people, for those people that are now on the social media trolling May, oh, you are the one that died your son, you were not there when this boy was not sick. I mean, May's son, Kambini, the boy was not sick at all. Story has it that he went to school as usual. He had even exams. He went to take his exams in the morning. After breakfast, the driver took him to school with his siblings. And then after his exams, he now saw two or three of his classmates playing football. He just joined them to play football. While he was playing that football, that was where the boy slumped. And before you could know what is happening, the boy was gone. By the time they rushed him to hospital said you brought him dead on, he was dead on arrival, or brought in dead, And then this lady was now saying that May was not even around, that the boy was sick, you didn't attend to him, and that you used the boy for rituals so that you can be getting endorsements and all that. The same thing that played out here. But you see how that man reacted. And people are still dragging this woman even when they know that it is not true. So you see how this man reacted. Meanwhile, that Kambili was not sick. Meanwhile, May was in town. Meanwhile, May, people just started giving her endorsement. People that felt sympathy for sympathizes with her, or sympathized with her, because of what she went through, the betrayal, the pains, and because also the way Judy and Yul was dancing on social media, mocking her and all that, to the extent that Judy, when the boy passed, Judy came and said that Chukwu, I love the popular video now, and then you now came and said that year 2023 was his best year, and so on and so forth. Yet people are still mocking this woman. Which way? Where is the conscience of men? Where is the conscience of people when you begin to talk this kind of a thing? Where? If it is even true and you are saying it, oh, well and fine. But for you now to come and set your ring light and you're saying something that you know that it is not true, and you're referring to a human being like you, a human being that has blood in her veins, when you know it is not true. Look at a full matured grown man, the way he reacted over a child that somebody, just one person said that kind of a thing. But there are more than one or two persons that are saying the same thing about this woman, and you people know that it's not true. And only for this woman to come and make a video and say that it's greedy. Greedy as how? Her own money that is suffered for? Okay, make you make this, make the money now. If it's you that has been making the money, or if it's you that is taking care of the family, let him make it. Shebi is free now. Let him make this same money. Let's see. Was it not the other day that they said that he unfollowed his, I mean, yes, that you unfollowed his elder brother, Leo Edochie, and link on his immediate elder brother, because the Leo is the first son of the family. Okay, so that he asked him for money, that he wants to vie for one position or the other in the politics and all that. So the man now said no, that, oh, it's not as if I don't have the money, but all the money I work for in my life is that, and I'm now an old man. I mean, my children will have to stand on something. By the time I give it to you now, and the stories, they won't be. It won't be funny for me and for my children and all that. So the man politely gave him reasons and then turned it down, only for you to follow the brother. So why are you now following? If he's the one that is making the money, that built a house and all that, why is it a problem now? It's even now better now that, he's now even on social media. He's on Instagram, he's on Facebook. I think he's also on YouTube. So why is it not easy? That tells you where the money was coming from. So for this woman to be saying that this lady is greedy, madam, you are not fair. That pronouncement, that judgment is not fair. Okay, let us reason as human beings that way. Let us have the fear of God when we're saying one or two things. If it is what happened, well and fine. But if it is not what happened, saying it like that, the way you said it, madam, is just not fair. I don't think you're just fair to that woman, please. And if there's any opportunity that you have, redo the video. But if you don't want to redo it, that's not a challenge. But I just want you to know that what you said is wrong. May is not greedy. It was the money that they saved for her, and you should know that she's the one that contributed more in that savings that you now went and then cleared. Not that he even took a part of the money, he cleared everything. So how will you be happy if you're a woman? Just how? Guys, I saw that. I said, let me quickly react to that. That woman was just not fair, in judging May to be a greedy woman because she is not. Okay, she is just asking for things that they took away from her. Let them return it. She says she's not going to be numbered, and the divorce has proved the divorce. Was concluded in January of this year. So everybody has gone their own separate ways now. So all she's now asking for is this thing for my children, so that I can use it to sort out my children. This man and the Yule and the Judy, they are young enough so they can make money for their own children and everything. That's all that matters in this whole thing. Rather than coming to say that she's a greedy as now, as if it is that woman. Say, go and borrow her now, maybe even 500K or 1 million, and see, tell her that you return it to her in the 1 month, and don't return it, and see how that woman will react. Let alone. Oh, please. Guys, please leave your comments at the comment section. I hope I didn't run too much. Leave your comments at the comment section. Let's further the conversation there, right? I just saw that and I didn't just feel at home with, somebody, telling this kind of lies against somebody that has gone through so much pains and so much betrayals and so much hurts, okay? And being that is even a fellow woman. Haba. Why now? So, friends, yes, I'd like to end this video here. Like I said, please leave your comments at the comment section. Let's further the conversation there as usual, okay? I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, dear friends.